Hi, this is Adrian from Tactical Project Manager, and in this video I'm going to share with you my 5 best tips for a successful project kickoff. So let's dive right in. Tip number 1, understand the purpose of a kickoff meeting. So we hold kickoffs for 2 reasons. The reason number 1 is to get everybody on the same page regarding your project. So at the end of the kickoff, all your participants should have a clear understanding of what the project is about. What is their role in the project? How do you plan to achieve the project goal? What are the steps of the project? And at what stage will each team member be involved? And of course, your team members and stakeholders, they also want to know who they are going to be working with. So you should have a project organization set up. But there's another reason why we hold kickoffs. And that is to motivate the team and to have them commit to the common goal so that the project and you will be successful. And what does this mean for you as the project leader? You shouldn't just deliver a dry and boring presentation where you rush through the slides. If you do this, you might as well not have a kickoff at all and just send out the slides. Instead, try to make the meeting an exciting, interesting experience for everybody. Use your voice, use your body language. Tell a joke, share a funny story, smile. And if you follow this advice, you will keep the audience's attention and people will remember what you have said and they will be motivated to work with you. Tip number 2, you are laying the groundwork for a successful kickoff and for a successful project way before the actual kickoff meeting. So the kickoff is just the final presentation where you present the project. But whether your project is going to be successful and whether the kickoff is going to be worthwhile depends on all the effort you have put into the preparation of the project and of the meeting. And your preparation must start weeks before the actual kickoff meeting. What does that mean for you? What you should do is to get the buy-in from all the project team members and the stakeholders and project participants ahead of the meeting. So here's what I do. In the weeks before the kickoff, while planning the project, I will sit together with everybody, every stakeholder, every project team member, and I will present the project, the timeline, the steps. I will talk to my team members about their effort, their role, their responsibilities in the project, and generally what my expectations are as the project leader, so that their role and their responsibilities are crystal clear. I will also ask them for feedback. I will listen to their concerns, their worries, their doubts, and I'll try to find a way how to address their concerns in a professional way. And if you do this, this is the way to get buy-in from your stakeholders and project team members. So they will be invested in the project, they will be happy to support you, and they will trust you because you have built that relationship in advance. And whatever you present during the kickoff meeting will not come as a surprise to them. They have seen the details and they have discussed all of this already with you. On the other hand, if you don't have these discussions while setting up your project, if you don't try to get buy-in, get support, then you will surprise people and they will get defensive. And this is not what you want. So take the time to sit down with everybody, explain the project, and go through the details. All right, tip number 3. Check the attendee list very carefully and make sure that everybody who has a role in the project or who is somehow affected by the project is going to attend the kickoff meeting. It's absolutely crucial that nobody is missing during the kickoff. Why? Because you're explaining the project approach, the responsibilities, and all the necessary information that your project participants and stakeholders, what they need to contribute effectively to the project. And if people are missing at the kickoff, this is gonna haunt you later because they don't know what they have to do, they don't know how they're gonna be involved, they don't know who to talk to. It'll just be a mess, and you wanna avoid that. So I always demand from everybody to be present at the kickoff meeting. And there are situations where people are not able to attend. And in this case, I will either ask them to send a deputy or, and that's my preferred way, I will just schedule a separate call with them, like a mini kickoff for those folks who could not attend at the main kickoff. And this is how I make sure that everybody is on the same page. Tip number 4, plan in enough time for questions and answers at the end of the kickoff meeting. Generally, I schedule at least 15 minutes at the end where I'll answer questions from the audience. But it really depends on the project size and complexity. And it's better to spend more time answering questions because you want to make sure that everybody has a very clear understanding of what the project is about and how they are expected to contribute. And it usually takes some time for people to open up and to start asking questions. So don't look at the clock, just give people enough time to reflect on what you have said and to come up with good questions. And then try to address and answer those questions in a very transparent and straightforward way. And also be clear about the fact that you as the project leader, you are already deeply involved in the subject matter, in the topic of the project. But most of your team members, they are not. So certain things which are obvious to you about the way the project is going to be handled, these things are not obvious to your team members and stakeholders. So take the time to give people the context, explain the reasoning behind your decisions, why the project has been set up the way it is, what alternatives, what different options you have considered, and why you chose to approach the project in the suggested way. And if people have this broader understanding of what the project is about, they are also able to contribute in a better way and be more proactive in the project. Tip number 5, show energy during your presentation. Because the thing is, we as human beings, we are wired in such a way that we admire people who exude positive energy and power, and we want to be around such people. And you want to convey this positive energy, this optimism in your presentation. And energy means that you act confidently, you have a strong voice, and express a can-do attitude. So we can do this. It's not gonna be easy. We're gonna face setbacks. We're gonna struggle along the way. But together as a team, we are going to be successful by working together. So if you are able to create this positive energy around you, then people automatically will want to work with you, will want to support you, and will do their best. And it doesn't matter that you may not be their formal boss. You are a leader type person that they have the privilege to work for. So these were my 5 tips for running a successful project kickoff. I hope you found them useful. If you also want to learn how I manage the other critical steps in a project, gathering requirements, engaging stakeholders, solving issues, professionally dealing with risks, then I have a course for you. It's called Real World Project Management, and you will see exactly how I managed multi-million-dollar projects successfully. And I share tons of examples and templates and screenshots so that you get a very clear understanding of my process. So you can find the link to the course below the video, and I wish you all the best for your project.